Across Victoria, this is Drive. Call now 13 13 32 or Melbourne 96900 693.
Okay, so we had a look at it through a couple of catalogues this morning, JB Hi-Fi and Ted's cameras, and there is still a lot of what I'll call old school cameras for sale, mainly digital, but also ones with film in them. And it does make me wonder, like, why would you bother? Why would you carry around a camera when you've got one in your iPhone or your Android phone? It's like, carrying around a diary or a filofax when your phone will do all those things. Our next guest is a camera expert and co-owner of Camera Electronics. Howard Frank, good afternoon.
G'day, how are you?
Well, good. Now, one of my producers in her mid-20s has just bought a camera with film, and having taken 36 photographs on that camera, she's horrified to find out that the film now has to be taken out and new film has to be bought and put in. She'll probably give it away now. But why do people still buy film cameras and even digital cameras for that matter?
Well, it's a really interesting question. So, the phones are great. We use them all the time ourselves. We've been involved in the industry our whole lives. Our dad started the business 50 years ago, myself and my brother. And look, the phones are great for a lot of photos, but when you want to do something with a bit more detail, maybe it's a close-up macro, you're trying to do something artistic, it might be astro, some sport that's further away, low-light photography, all these sort of things. The phones are a bit limited by the sensor size, by the pixels, by the lens, and all of that. So you go to a more traditional camera to go to that next level. The film, it gives a different look and feel and allows you to explore some creativity. So in a day and age where everything's so instant, like everywhere we go, we don't have to wait for people to give us change. We tap and go with our pay pass and all this sort of thing. It teaches us to be patient in a different way and actually get a surprise. So you take your 36 or your 24 photos, then you have to wait to get it processed. And then usually what people do now is they'll then scan the film and then look at it digitally in either print or view on screen. And you don't really know what you've got until you've gone through that process.
Well, see, the funny thing is, Howard, I don't know how old you are, but I remember that well. You'd come back from a holiday, you'd take your phone to the chemist or wherever you get your camera.
Yeah.
And then when the photos would arrive, you'd look at them and maybe 1 out of 4 would be any good. But that was the luck of the draw. But I reckon these days it's far better. Just, you snap and you see exactly what you've got straight away.
Oh, look, absolutely. I'm 42, so I grew up with the film and transitioning into the digital. And I've done a lot of both. And it's when people want to explore their creativity, like a lot of our staff from their 20s to their 60s are actually going back to film. So when they're doing work and paid jobs for clients, they're doing digital, of course, because you need things so instantly and nobody wants to wait these days. But when it's for their own personal stuff and their creativity, they're shooting some landscapes on the weekend or whatever it is. A lot of the time they're shooting film, and also because the film's, it's a more expensive way to go because every time you're taking a shot, it's costing you money because you need to buy the film and you need to pay for processing. It teaches you to look at things in a different way and be more patient and not just shoot away and hope for the best, but actually really stop and think about the content of each photo, think about the colours, think about the light and so on.
Just on that, so if delayed gratification is a good thing, so if I came into your shop and bought an old school camera with film in it and said, I'll just write you a cheque to pay for that, would you accept it?
Yeah, we do. It doesn't happen very often these days, and obviously, we qualify to get some ID and whatnot. But
yes,
yeah, absolutely.
All right, good to hear. Howard Frank there, camera expert and co-owner of Camera Electronics. Look, it's a bit like having a record player, isn't it? You can say the sound is a bit better. Yes, it's a lot less convenient, but there's the fun of it. But as I said, one of my producers in her mid-20s bought a film camera, horrified to find that once you take 36 photos, the film has run out.